All right, so it's that time of the year, the beginning of a new year, which means it's time to review my goals for 2023 and talk about what I want to accomplish in 2024, and let's get right into it. Hey guys, it's me, Kay, and you've arrived at my weird little corner of the internet. Welcome. If you're new here, I'm a part-time reseller, mostly on eBay and Poshmark. I do sell locally at an antique mall and occasionally Merari, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, which is kind of going to change a little bit in 2024. We will talk about that. As I said in the intro, this is a video all about goals. So first we're gonna go over how I did on my 15 goals that I set for myself for 2023, and then we'll talk about the 15 goals that I have set for myself for this year, 2024. I have 15 for both. They're in 3 categories, as always, if you're not new to my channel, which are business, personal, and financial. I try to set SMART goals, which stands for specific, measurable, attainable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. It's something that I learned in my career, I guess you could say. They had an option to take a course on SMART goal setting, and I took it, and so ever since then I've kind of gone that route. But anyways, the 15 goals for 2023, let's talk about them. I definitely failed on some of these, and mostly in the business category, so I don't know if that makes me a failed businesswoman or maybe it was just a really bad year. Hopefully going forward things will be different, things will get better. I know this was a tough year for a lot of people, not even just resellers but just human beings in general because of inflation and everything that went on in the world in the last 4 years. So it was a little touch and go, but yeah. Let's talk about the 5 goals that I set in the business category. The first one was to profit $30,000 from all of my side hustles, including YouTube, Instagram Reels, which Instagram Reels I think stopped in March, I believe, of 2023. So I didn't have that small amount of income every month after March, which kind of sucked, but yeah. I made over $25,000 in profit from reselling in 2022, so I wanted to increase that. Of course, you always want to grow, and I didn't even surpass what I made the previous year. So, and at the end of Q4, I don't have a specific number because I'm still awaiting my booth numbers, and I don't get those till like the middle of the month. But I'm looking at roughly $22,000 and $800 in change. So 22.8 thousand in profit from all of my side hustles for 2023 compared to over 25,000 in profit in 2022. So went down a few grand. Not great, but I mean, what can you do? I tried my best to make sales. I sourced better. I even started going to the bins, which we'll get to that in a moment or so, but it didn't work out for me. The next one was to get a red star on eBay for 1,000 or more feedback. I did hit this goal. I started at 870 at the beginning of 2023, and at the end of the year I had 1,049. So I'm over, I have my red star, I'm happy about that. Next was a YouTube goal. YouTube is part of my side hustle business. I do get a very emphasis on the very small amount of revenue from YouTube. My goal here was to reach 2,500 subs on YouTube. As of this video, I'm about 5 away from 2,000, so definitely didn't hit that goal. I started at 1,621 and ended the year at 1,981, so just over 360 exactly subs. I'm a very small channel. I don't grow too fast, obviously, so didn't hit that one either. All right, number 4 under business was to hit 10,000 in my 90-day total on eBay. If you've been watching like any of my videos for 2023, you know that eBay took a very big nosedive in the year, and Poshmark was my best performing platform by far and away. Poshmark, which was a very big surprise to me because I don't even like Poshmark as a platform. They have a lot of issues for me, but they performed this year, so I can't really complain. Otherwise, my total profit for the year for side hustles would have been way less than the 22.8K. I didn't even come close to this. I started at 5,000. The most I had gotten in 2022 was I think 8 or 9,000. So that's why I had set 10,000 as the goal. In Q4, I was under 5,000. So I was in even worse shape than when I started the year. So, yep. All right, and then the last goal in business for 23 was to thrift at the bins 1 time a month or 12 times across the year. I skipped October and I had to go twice in December, and I did my last trip on December 30th. So I did hit all 12. So yeah, I hit two out of 5 in the business category for 2023. I completed. So yeah, not the best success rate there. Moving on, we have the 5 personal goals. So the first one was to go 3 months without ginger ale. Ginger ale is a big vice. I loved it. I went a few years without having it after I had my daughter because I drank it and I was sick my whole pregnancy with her. And so I did a lot of throwing up ginger ale, and it's really terrible when it comes back up. So I quit it for a while. And then I picked it back up, and it was like an almost everyday thing. So it needed to go away. In 2022, I made it a goal to go 1 month without it. I did that. 2023, I upped it to 3 months, and I'm happy to say that I actually went the entire year without having any ginger ale. I bought myself one when we went shopping right before the new year, like a little 1 liter one. It's not really little, but a 1 liter bottle. And I've drank it. It does nothing for me anymore. I don't even care about it. So I'm really glad that I set this goal for myself and ended up continuing it through the whole year, because now I don't feel like I really need to drink ginger ale anymore, and I can just stick to my water and sugar-free Gatorade. Those are really the only things that I ever drink. The next goal was to read 6 books. I completed this by the end of March, and I finished the year reading 42 books for the year. So I blew this one away, out of the water, done, and I'm really happy about that. I loved reading as a kid. I kind of fell out of it for a while because, you know, as an adult, there's always a billion other things that take up your time and attention, and especially being a parent. You know, I have a kid, so I want to spend time with her, and I don't want to spend time with my nose in a book while she's around, because she's only young once, and sooner or later, and actually a few years, she's going to be an adult and off on her own. So I want to enjoy the time I have with her while I do have her. So I haven't been reading as much as I would like to, but yep, hit that goal. Next was to join a gym or a fitness class. I purchased a secondhand Peloton. I keep saying this, you guys are probably getting annoyed with it already, but it was the best investment I ever made for myself, hands down, in a long time. And yeah, I've been very consistent with it. Aside from the month of June when my daughter was hospitalized, I kind of was not consistent at all. I still did like a few meditations and stuff, which counts as activity on the app, but I wasn't doing any workouts or any of that. But I'm consistent with it. I use it almost every day. Not specifically the bike, but I use the app, and I work out with the Peloton app. Next was to make over my laundry room. I did complete this in June. I still have to finish painting the bench, but I do have a contractor coming next week to fix my water heater, and the access to the water heater is inside the bench, and so I've been holding off on that to finish painting it. But everything's done. We have fresh new paint. We have brand new shelves. We have a couple 16 foot rather shelves in there. A few more shelves by the window. I will try to insert some photos if I haven't already done this on another video. I know I skipped my Q3, so I probably haven't. But I will insert some photos rather here of a before and after. If I have them, I think I still do on my phone somewhere. And then the last one in the personal category was to visit 3 new countries. Hit this one too. So I did complete all 5 under the personal category for 2023. Yay for me. My business is just suffering apparently, but my personal life is good. So I went to Montenegro and Greece on a cruise in October. And then I went on another cruise last month. I did post the vlog for there, and I went to Haiti. it was really the private island of Royal Caribbean in Haiti, but it still counts as Haiti. So those are my 3 countries for the year. And she's back. Okay, sorry if the angle is slightly different. My camera battery just happened to die, even though it was fully charged with all of the bars when I started this video 8 minutes ago. So don't know what's going on there. But anyways, we are now at the last category to talk about for 2023, which is the financial category. So results here too. The personal one is the best one apparently for me. It's the one that I focus on the most, I guess. The first one under financial is to invest 20% of reselling profit. I started this goal in 2022 with 10% as my goal, and I did that. It was my first time ever doing anything with investments. I still have no idea what I'm doing, but I put the money in the account and it ebbs and flows. You know, if you do anything with investments, you know how it works. But I did complete that one for the year, and I ended up with around $8,000, which does include 2022's investments as well. The second one was to make 2 extra mortgage payments. This is something I started in 2020 when I purchased my home, and it's something that will continue to be on my goals moving forward as long as I have a mortgage. I usually do them one in the first half of the year and the second one in the second half of the year, just to kind of balance out, you know, the funds. But because my daughter was hospitalized in June when I normally make the first payment, I ended up making both of them at the same time, and I did that on 11/29/23. I just like doing this because it helps put more money in my pocket when I do go to sell this house, and or B, it just helps me so that I don't have to spend 30 years with a loan. It'll help me pay down the loan balance faster. So if you are able to do that financially, highly suggest you do so. The next one was to have a $0 balance on my student loans. Not completed. They started up again from the COVID forbearance in, I think, October, September, something like that. And I'm just making the monthly payment, and that's it, nothing more. We'll talk about that a little bit more when we talk about 2024 goals. Next was to continue with my 2 savings goals. I started these in either 2022 or 2021. It might have been 2021. The first one is a 26 paycheck or just a paycheck challenge. I happen to get paid bi-weekly, so that's 26 per year. And each paycheck you increase the number. So you start at $5 and you increase by 5 every pay period. And then the last payment that you make is $30. You end up with about $1,700, all things considered, at the end of the year. Last year in 2023, I did it in reverse. So I started with 30 and then ended at 5. That way when it got down to the holidays and I was spending buttloads of money on Christmas presents and stuff, my, outgoing would be a little bit less, if that makes sense. So I had about $1,700 in there at the end of the year, $1,758.54 to be specific. And then my other one that I started was a Thursday temperature saving. So every Thursday I have an alarm on my phone. I open up my weather app, or I look at my watch, which I just got this watch last month as it was a Christmas present to myself. I take the weather. So say for example, it was 55 degrees out, I would deposit $55 into that account. And I had about $3,000 at the end of 2022, and I ended up spending it at the beginning of 23 to replace my chimney. And then I had a giant hole in the exterior of my home, so I had to have those refilled by a masonry company. So that took up most of my funds, but it's just an easy way for me to kind of save some money, put it aside for another time. And in that account, I had $3,181.55 at the end of the year. The last goal for financial was to open an IRA account for my daughter. An IRA is a retirement account, and she does work for me, not so much anymore, but she did for quite some time. She would pull orders from me. She would not list things, but she would do SKUs, put in SKUs for that kind of stuff. And sometimes she does find things in thrift stores, and then I have an agreement with her where I will give her half of the profits. So she does have some income, and so I wanted to open an IRA account for her and put half of that, because every time she gets paid, either I pay her or she gets money for Christmas or a birthday or something, I give her half. that she could spend in a checking account, and then I make her save the other half. So I took all of that and I put it in her IRA, and I opened that on December 11th, 2023. So that one's completed. I just made it. But yeah, 4 out of 5 for the financials. So I guess that's not quite so results, but yeah. So I completed 4 there, all 5 in personal, and 1, 2, so 11 out of 15. So there were 4 goals that I did not complete for 2023. Moving forward into the new year, new me. Some of the goals are the same. I am who I am. All right, so same thing, 15, 5 in each category: business, personal, financial. We'll start with the business first. All right, this one's gonna sound familiar. Earn $30,000 from side hustles. I didn't complete that in 2023, so I'm trying to complete it in 2024. Not much needs to be said there because we already kind of talked about that. The next one is also familiar. It's get 2.5 subs, 2.5K subs, so 2,500 on YouTube. Again, same goal as 2023 because I didn't hit it. I want to move it forward into the new year and try again. I only got, what I said, 360 subs in all of 2023. So if I started at under 2,000, I might not still hit this in 2024, but I mean, that's on you guys. So if you enjoy my content and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. This is your call to action right now. It would really help me out. Next is to sell $5,000 on Merari. So because eBay took such a dive in 2023, I wanted to pull in another platform to see if maybe eBay just isn't where it's at for what I sell, because clothing, used clothing, is mainly what I sell, and it's kind of oversaturated on eBay. So I think the other platforms are the way to go, and I think that's partially why Poshmark has done so well for me in the last year. So I started using Vendoo. I do have an affiliate link in the description below if you want it, if you want to try it out. For the month of January, they're giving you 40% off your first month, which is great. Normally, I think it's 20 or 25% if you get referred by somebody else. So feel free to use that code. Yes, I do get a small kickback. It's nothing wild and crazy, but I do think it's helpful. So yeah, I've been using Vendoo and cross-listing everything. I just list on Poshmark and then I pull it into Vendoo, and then I cross-list from there to Merari, eBay, sometimes Depop. And I do have Facebook Marketplace there too, but I haven't listed anything other than like normal furniture type stuff for local sales. I think it's great. I'm loving it so far, so we'll see how that goes. But yeah, sell $5,000 on Merari. That's sales price, not profit. It's just sell $5,000 worth of items on Merari. So far I've made 1 sale, and it's January, I think 10th today. Next is similar to one from last year, thrift at the bins 15 times. Last year I did 12, about once per month. Now I want to add a couple more and make it 15. I love the bins. I'm a bins girly. The Boston bins just opened up. They were supposed to open up again back in May. They've been closed since COVID. They were supposed to open in May, but their parking lot was completely tore up, and apparently it took them quite a long time to finish it. So they just opened again, and so I'm hoping to go there a few times. You know, maybe if I take a trip to Florida or Connecticut, because I've still never been to the Connecticut bins, maybe I'll make a couple trips out of them. So yeah, 15 times for the bins. I love the bins, can't beat the cost of goods. The next is related to Instagram. I've had this goal before in the past, not last year, but in the past, and it was to gain 10K followers on Instagram. So I think I'm at like 7,900 right now, so I would like to get to 10K before the end of the year. Those are my 5 for business. Next is the personal category, which, as we know from 2023's review, I'm usually pretty good at completing all of these. The first one is to get the half bath fixed. So I don't know what happened with the half bathroom that we have. It's in the laundry room area. But we have like what I call the space toilet. It's a little tiny toilet that just comes out from the wall and not like from the floor like a normal toilet. So I call it the space toilet, and it's electric, but for some reason the electricity in there doesn't work. The lights work, but the plug doesn't work and the toilet doesn't work. So the toilet's just been sitting unable to do anything for probably over a year. We hardly ever used it to begin with, but now that I know that it's broken, I want to get it fixed. So I have to get maybe an electrician in here first to see if he can figure out what the problem is and get the half bath fixed, because after the toilet and the electricity is fixed, I want to get in there and paint and make it look a little bit nicer so that we can use it. I mean, there's only a couple of us that live here, but still it's nice to have a half bath if someone's taking a shower, you know, whatever. Next is to read 52 books. So I said last year I wanted to read 6 and I read 42. So now I've upped it to 52. If you understand how math works and the calendar works, that's about 1 book per week for the whole year. I'm already at 3. I have finished 3 books already and it's the 10th. So I'm ahead of the game and I'm hoping I can stay that way, because I also started the ACOTAR series, A Crown of Thorns and Roses, and some of those books are pretty big. They're like Harry Potter towards the end of the series big. So I'm trying to read smaller books in the meantime and then pick up ACOTAR as, you know, I have time and attention span to devote to that. So yeah, 52 books. Next is a fitness related goal. So it's to achieve 10,000 workout minutes on Peloton. So the Peloton app does track every year as a challenge how many minutes you spend on the app. That accounts for meditation, strength classes, cycling, runs, which you could do on a tread if you had the tread. Sorry about the lighting, the clouds just covered the sun. You could also run outside. It's anything encompassing in the app. You could do just, there's also options for like just workout, which I did a couple times when we were on vacation in December. I just went into the gym on the ship and I clicked on my Peloton app, just workout. It includes all those minutes. This year, even though I didn't start using Peloton until March and it was very sporadic at best at first, I hit 6,000. So I'm hoping to hit 10,000 minutes on Peloton this year. I was gonna put initially to lose another 10 pounds, but from a personal trainer background and a bodybuilding competitor background, I know that that's not really the best type of goal because it's not specific enough. Also, if I'm trying to build strength, which I am, I'm not just simply trying to lose weight, it's not really an achievable goal because your weight is really going to fluctuate a lot, especially if you're building muscle and losing fat at the same time. The scale's not really going to move. It might even go up. So I wanted to do the 10,000 minutes because I felt like that was more encompassing of the actual final result that I really wanted. Next was to bring back monthly game nights. I had this goal in the past. We loved it. I think we had it 2 device-free game nights per month back then. It's a little tougher now with a teenager because she doesn't want to spend time playing board games a lot of the time. So I'm hoping for, you know, 12 a year, once a month. Doesn't have to be device-free because now she has a phone. But yeah, game nights. I love playing games. That's what we did for New Year's Eve. We played 3 different games. We played Scrabble, we played Beat That, which is my favorite game. I don't remember what I think we played Scream. We just got that for Christmas. But yeah, we played games for New Year's because that's how exciting we are. And then the next one is to visit 2 new countries. So I had 3 last year, 2 this year. I would like to go to Asia again. I don't know if that's actually gonna happen. My daughter is dying to go to Tokyo, Japan. But with her diabetes still being new and having to figure out how we travel, like we'd figured it out for the cruise, but the cruise also has medical on board. So, and it was Europe versus Asia. So it's gonna be a long process to figure that out and how it's gonna work for us as a family. But I would like to visit 2 new countries this year. I do have an ultimate goal of hitting 40 countries by age 40. I'm turning 37 and 38. Wow, I'm turning 38 in 2024. So I have 5 more countries to go in about 2.5 years. All right, so that's it for personal, and now we're back to financial and the 5 goals, and that wraps up this video. So the first one under here is to invest 10% of my side hustle income. I went 10% in 2022, 20% in 2023. Now I'm back to 10%, only because I want to also put money into a Roth IRA for myself. So I wanted to have more available funds, and also I wanted more capital to reinvest back into my business, so buying new inventory, etc. And now, you know, spending money on a subscription to Vendu, things like that. So I changed it to 10%. Next is the same one from last year, make 2 extra mortgage payments. Again, I will probably make one in the first half of the year and then the second one by the end of the year. Third is to get car loan down to $10,000. I purchased a Jeep Grand Cherokee. It's my dream vehicle. It's in my dream color. It's gray, not silver, it's gray. I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I'm a Jeep girl now. And so I traded in my Hyundai Tucson that I had from 2017 and had to take out a loan for the rest. And after paying off my Hyundai loan in, I think 2020, I paid it off in 2020, and I haven't had a car payment in 3 years, and it's been wonderful. So I want to try to get this loan down as fast as possible. My goal is really to have it paid off in full before Liv gets her license, which is in about a year and a half. And so by the end of this year, I want to have it down to 10K, so then it's a little bit easier for me to pay off the whole car by the time she gets her license in about 9 months from the end of this year. So yeah, I don't like having loan payments. I don't want to have mortgage payment eventually. I know it's going to take some time. I don't want to have student loan payments, but that's also why I hadn't paid anything extra on my student loans, is because now I have a car payment. So I have a car payment, a student loan payment, and a mortgage payment. And it was just too much to try and pay all of them off at the same time. So I'm focusing on paying down my mortgage as fast as possible with the extra 2 payments per year. And then I want to get my car loan down as soon as possible and gone. All right, next is to save $5,000. So instead of saying that I want to keep going with my 2 challenges that I do, the 26 paycheck and the Thursday temperature that we just talked about a little while ago, I just want to save $5,000 as like an emergency fund. So those 2 challenges are still going on. I'm still depositing money for both of them, but they're all going into one account versus 2 separate accounts. And then hopefully at the end of the year, I should have about $5,000, and I can always, you know, add extra. Since I had a little over 3,000 and then 1,700 in the other one, that's almost $5,000 right there between those 2 challenges anyways, but I wanted to have that set aside as an emergency fund. And then the last thing is to do a no spend month. So this one is not going to be easy, first of all, because I like to spend money. I like to treat myself. And this also has a caveat attached to it. The no spend month does not include business related expenses, because I don't think my business would survive, and I also don't think I would hit my 30,000 side hustle income profit for the year if I spend a whole month not thrifting. So my no spend is just going to be, it's technically a personal goal, but it's under financial because it involves money. So that's how I drew the line. So it's going to be a no spend month. I'm not going to spend anything on myself other than necessities, food, you know, utilities to keep the lights on and the heat on in my house, things like that. I'm not going to spend any money on shoes or clothing or vacations or anything like that. It's all going to just be necessities and nothing else. So a no spend month. And there you go. Those are my 15 goals for 2024. Let me know in the comments down below what you think. How do you think I'm gonna do for 2024? Especially so in comparison to how terribly I did in the business category for 2023. Also, let me know in the comments if you have set some goals for yourself. I love to hear that stuff. I love to help motivate other people to achieve their goals, and I just am nosy and I like to see what other people want to do as far as their personal life or with money or with their businesses. I love it. I live for it. I watch a lot of content on that on YouTube. But otherwise, if you enjoyed this video at any point, please give it a big thumbs up. It really helps me out here on YouTube to know what type of content you enjoy seeing from me. And as always, and if you want to help me hit my 2,500 subs goal on YouTube and you're not already subscribed and you enjoy reseller content mixed in with some lifestyle and travel, please consider subscribing. I'd love to have you here in my weird little family on the internet, and I hope to see you next time. Bye guys.